Okay, so welcome everyone to Breakthrough Community. Breakthrough Community is a tech community by Altera Academy. Okay, so we invite aspiring tech talents and leaders to level up their skills by connect with tech professionals and join our session like this to get a real world best practice, developing right mindset. And we are here, welcome you to join us free, and it's exclusive for tech community in Indonesia. Because aligned with our mission, Altera Academy mission is transforming Indonesia to become a high quality tech talent home ground. So our objectives in Breakthrough Community is first connect. We want to connect and make biggest collaboration of tech network in Indonesia. We also create an environment to make you level up and elevate. We want to support you learn something new, not only tech area, but also people skills and English skills and communication skills like this, okay? And the last one, we want to empower Indonesian tech talent to be a world-class tech talent. That's why we're using English today, okay? Yeah, this is the program snapshot. So we welcome all tech talents and leaders from all levels. So if you are just become a software engineer within a year, or maybe you already have experience like 15 years, you still can join our community. We also create a blended learning, hands-on material, and also even like this. So we have like videos and also an online event, so you can have a variety of material and yeah, for your learning. Okay, so we also have professional mentor in our community. Like today we have Dinny, but Dinny, I'll tell you later. And we have another professional mentor from tech, people, and wellness. Again, our programs is a complete program, meaning like we focus not only on technology, but we also want to develop your people skills, managerial, communication, and also your wellness. So this is what I told learning, complete blended learning format. So you can access talks and series. You can join our mentoring circle. You can access our video. Even you can have an access to get a performance coaching from a professional coach. You can access articles, workbook, and many more in our website, breakthrough.id. And yes, this is about performance coaching. If you want to know what is performance coaching, it's a one-on-one session basically, but not with HR and also not with an engineering manager. No, it's not one-on-one session like that. It's with a coach, meaning there will be people who have a background in not only psychology, but also in business or in tech industry, so they know exactly what people facing in this current trend of working. You know, you can get help to identify your growth, your plan, career plan, and you can understand and achieve your expectation, and yeah, whatever, have a better leadership, know how to stress manage, and other else. You can registration here, and it is basically based on mandatory donation. So you can donate. It's up to you the amount of the donation. Okay. Yeah, and here are some mentors that already talked in our events. They are C-level from Unicorn, they are VPs, they are yeah, any top managerial, and also people who are specialized in their skills, such as quality engineer, such as data, and many more. So, yeah, more than today, we have so many events come up, and one of them next week, we will have a wellness focus event. The title is How to Thrive in Ambiguity. I think this is a very relevant topic today because the world is changing and full of uncertainty, as you know. In many industry, even in tech, yeah, sometimes, yeah, life sometimes sucks. I don't know, but again, guys, the most important thing is how we can thrive in this changing environment. So don't forget to join our session next week with Ibu Arida. She's a career self-growth wellness coach, and you will get a lot of best practice and tips to thrive in today. And again, we have Dinny with her events title Speak Like a Pro. We really want to make you speak like a pro, guys. Elevate your confidence in public speaking and presentation. So today session will be have the second part in I don't know, that 9th of February. So note the date because we will continue our first session to the next session, and there will be some kind of practice for you in the next session. So just stay tuned to prepare your what's your homework. I can say your homework. Okay, so let me introduce Mbak Dinny first. Mbak Dinny is a teacher. He is also a coach and also a event. She is a keen, organized, and hardworking woman. She since 2018 and once served as a president of Malang Toastmaster. She also had a lot of achievement in speech contests, English evaluation contests, and English table topics contests. And she joining Toastmaster Leadership Institute training. She has gained more experience in sharpening her leadership skills. So today, not only we only talking about English, but we also want to make sure that how be more confident in public speaking and presentation. Okay, so let's listen to her. But before the material begins, to warming up our English session. Okay, so can we just share our cam? If you can, yeah, guys, you can open your cam. And I have one question for you. Please answer this because this is a very simple question for everyone here. How are you? But please don't using fine for the answer. Okay, so I will asking how are you, and then please tell me how are you without using fine. Okay, who's gonna be the first? Who's gonna be the first? Just open your mic, guys. It's okay. This is a very safe place environment to fall, to make mistakes. Okay, so just be confident. Okay, I think Mas Fahmi will. Okay, the first. Okay. Monggo, monggo.
Okay, I am good today. I have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, you have a good day.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mas Fahmi. And then, who's next?
Me.
Okay, Mila.
Yes. Actually, I'm great. Today, I didn't have many work today, so I'm quite glad for that. Thank you.
Okay, so you survived from a lot of works today.
No. In contrary, I don't have too many tasks today, so I'm so glad.
I see. I think it's same with Mbak Dinny today. Yeah. You have a lot of relax today. Okay. Okay, who's next? Come on, guys. I'm also deg-degan, but I'm trying here. Okay.
May I
Yeah,
present
sure,
that?
buddy. Sure.
Right. So to answer the question, I'm so nervous actually for today. So
Okay.
gladly that I don't really have much tasks to do, so that I can focus on
Oh, you're
my
nervous?
feelings. Yes, because
Okay.
like it's my first time to give a presentation in Altera Academy. Like there are so many new people that I will meet today, so I was kind of feeling nervous. But I'm happy to see everybody here, to see Mas Fahmi would like to like come up first and then challenge himself. So I'm just glad seeing your enthusiasm here.
Yeah, I'm also excited, guys. Beside nervous, I'm also excited to learn together in English. Okay, so anyone else want to speak up? It's okay. Yes, yes.
Me?
Yeah, yeah. Mas Panani, how are you?
Okay, I'm good because I have sleeping a half day, but I'm so nervous because I'm just people who apa ya? Sorry. Uh,
It's okay.
I can. Sorry. I'm so nervous. I'm the introvert, so I just can't talk too much. That's it.
Wow, it's an extra mile for introvert. Thank you, Mas Panani.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? I think Mas Pati already open. Okay, how are you, Mas Pati?
Oh, I'm fine.
No, without fine, please.
Oh,
Fine is not acceptable.
have no idea what to say.
Yeah?
Can I tell you why I joined this?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Actually, I like grammar and I studied grammar about 2 years ago, but I
Okay.
don't have like a partner for speaking, and I
Mhm.
just listening to some events on YouTube like TEDx or something else. I'm a programmer and I like listening to some English tutorial, uh, and English helps me a lot
Yeah.
because it helps my skills uh, stay upgradable,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanna expand my skill to be able to uh, share my skill in programming to public. So that's why I joined this event.
That's super cool. That's what's exactly that we want to support, guys. I hope there are many Maspati here. We have the same spirit. Again, yes, I'm really agree that English is very relevant for even in tech. As a programmer, he got a lot of help to understand English. Yeah, Maspati.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So let's just begin our material. So Mbak Dini will guide us through the material, and then we will have a Q&A session. If you don't want to miss your question, you can just put on the chat box and we will explain our answer at the end of the material. Okay, guys? So Mbak Dini, the screen is yours.
All the great speakers were bad speakers at first. I took a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. So actually, I'm here because it's not like I would like to teach everybody here, because I would like to share my experience. Because Actually, I was also afraid of speaking English back then. There are two reasons why I was afraid of speaking English. First, because I was afraid of making grammatical mistakes. And then second one, I just didn't know how to gather my thoughts, like organize my ideas very well. So sometimes what I share to people was not really understandable, right? So I'm glad that all of you gather here tonight, not because you expect me to teach you like in the classroom, but let's get to know what I have got from my experience, my own experience, right? And now let's take a look at this one. So I have a question here. What challenges do you encounter when you speak or communicate in public? And to answer this, I would like you to go to menti.com and use the quote here, 2336 6612. So I want you to answer it honestly because no judgment here. I just want to know your challenges, your fear. Why do you fear of public speaking or communication, right? Right, so everybody can go to the link. Is it probably because you're nervous or you're afraid of making grammatical mistakes probably? So you can go to the website and then let's get to know what challenges that we have. Because in my case, I was afraid of like for choosing wrong grammar, like which one should be like the present tense or past tense. Back then, I was so afraid of making that kind of mistakes. All right, forget the words. Yeah, sometimes we have like that kind of block, right? Limited vocabularies, nervous, grammar, of course, because it's not like, it is not our native language, right? Worrying not prepared well. Yeah. Okay, nervous and grammar, expressing into words. Preparation, yes. Sometimes we do not really prepare enough, and then we can, okay, right, talk with foreigner. Yes, this is like one of the challenges that we have to overcome, right? We like to watch Western movies. We like to listen to Western musics, but we are afraid of speaking to the foreigners. All right, thank you, everybody. Okay, less confident, build the ideas. Afraid of being judged. So here, you are not going to be judged by anybody because together we learned about speaking and communication skills. That not, okay, you're not native. Yeah, we're not native. That's why we are afraid of making like wrong sentences probably. Okay, thank you. So most of the challenges that you encounter are nervous, limited vocabularies, and grammar. And then I can also see that everybody here is afraid of not being prepared well. All right, so here we will learn how to prepare our presentation or our speech, and then how to speak effectively so that we can connect with our partner, with our audience. Now let's get back to the material. Thank you so much, everybody. As you saw from my slide in the beginning, I wrote speak to connect. You might be thinking, oh, but Dinny, the act of speaking itself is very easy because we do it every day, right? We don't have to learn it. Yet, did you know that 86% of employees and executives lack effective collaboration and communication? Did you know that we have this huge amount of percentage that actually people out there have difficulties to communicate with their colleagues. Here, as shown on the screen, we have top 10 most in-demand soft skills based on LinkedIn. We can see that communication placed on first rank with 57.9%. Now, we must realize that communication skills is very important for our daily life and even in the workplace. And then the act of speaking is not just merely of talking or telling stories one way without a certain purpose, right? It needs the ability to also receive the information clearly, and then how we can read our situation so that we can resolve the conflicts. Okay, so there's a conflict, so we have to read the situation, we have to organize our thoughts and ideas very well, and then we have to listen as well. And after that, we can share our thoughts and opinion in organized way. And therefore, let's dig into it. And here are the main points of why public speaking or communication skills are important. First, because when we learn in public speaking or communication, we learn to convey our message in an organized way so that we can help our audience, our partner, to comprehend our message clearly. And second, public speaking help us be a thought leader. A thought leader is someone whose ideas are heard and followed. So a thought leader can guide people, can inspire innovations, and then also compel others. And third, if we are able to compel others, meaning that we are able to influence people. Like I believe all of you here would like to be heard, right? You want your audience to listen to your ideas, to your thoughts, and then follow your calls. So if we want to be heard and able to influence others, we cannot just ramble things, right? We cannot just talk randomly and then not organized. So therefore, let's take a look at the keys to success of speaking effectively. We only have two keys of success. Make a plan and then practice. Oh, but it is so obvious. Yeah, I know it's obvious. But you know, a plan without practice will not bring you to any further, right? And then practice without a good plan brings you nothing good, because you will never know how far you have gone or how well you have been doing so far and how close you are to the goals. So if you have a goals to be able to share your ideas as a tech leaders, as a tech talents, so you need to plan well, and then you need to practice a lot. So you cannot just, okay, I just want to practice. I can just do it impromptu, right? So you just present your words or your findings without a good planning. So no, a plan and practice comes together like a couple, everybody. And if I can break down what a good speech or presentation is, I would like to cover these four things. First, interesting topic. Second, structured content. And third, engaging performance. And then fourth, kiss, right? Keep it simple and sweet, right? First, about topic. I would like to share to you my experience on how to select an interesting topic. First, pick topics you are passionate about. I believe it will be easier for you if you present something that you like, because you have already known what to say and then what to do, right? And the second, pick a topic which is universal yet crisp. what I mean by universal here is you can choose a topic that does not meet your preference only, but it can be relatable to others. And then what I mean by crisp here, you do not only just talk a topic in general way, but you have like specific points that you would like to highlight. So for example, if you would like to talk about programs, so there are so many ways about programming, right? There are so many theories in programming, but you cannot just talk about everything because I believe your audience will explode, right? Your partner will explode when they listen to your explanation. Oh my God, there's so many things to handle, right? So please choose some selected or points that you can highlight here. For example, I once joined a competition in Toastmasters and I chose anxiety as my topics. Why did I choose this particular topic? First, because I was experiencing it. So I went to the doctor and then I have been through like a lot of difficulties due to this anxiety disorders. And second, because I know that actually there are a lot of people out there who are fighting for these mental issues, right? But they just didn't know how to treat it, and then they just didn't know how to open up to others. So that's why I brought that topic to the competition by tackling a universal, a general issues that people are worrying about by injecting my own personal experience, right? And the next is know your audience. As a speaker, we should know our target audience, the background, the range of age groups, right? And then the gender probably, because I believe a different audience can receive your information differently, right? Probably because they have like different mindset, different way of thinking. You cannot just present your work in the same way when you present it in front of high schoolers and then in front of like a businessman, for example, because the way they think about that topic that you present will be different. And next is think about your goal. So before you present your work, you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of this presentation? First, is it to inform, or is it to inspire, or is it to motivate, or is it to persuade? Because the way you deliver your presentation or speech, it will be different if you have different goals. For example, if it is an informative presentation or speech, and then you would like to talk about investment. So I believe your audience might be expecting you to share some useful information that they didn't know before, or practical tips on how to read the graph, right? The fundamentals of investment and how to spot investment scams. So they just need that kind of information. And then if it is inspirational speech, your audience might be expecting you to share your endeavors to achieve your goal, for example, in investment. So they would like to know your ups and downs for getting rich from investment, right? They do not want to know about what you did, like your tips, but they just want to get inspired by your journey, your ups and downs. And then if it is a motivational speech, so your audience are there because probably they're just on their lowest point in life. So they are there because they want to get a motivation from you. So your job is to give them encouragement and a support. And if it is a persuasive, obviously, your job is just to persuade them, to make them believe you, just like in marketing, right? They use like sort of stories or they use like sort of types of marketing to make you believe or to make you buy their products, right? So here, your job in persuasive speech or presentation is to make your audience follow your calls. And how about after getting the topics? So you have to brainstorm your ideas first, because we don't want to just speak everything, like talk about everything, right? Because we don't want to ramble things in our presentation. So here, one of the examples on how to brainstorm our ideas. This is my own draft for my own presentation about active ingredients in skincare. So here, first I talk about the background, why I choose this topic, and then the big reason why do people need to listen to my topics, and then the fundamentals, or what are the ingredients, the active ingredients that people should know so that they will be more careful in choosing the skincare that suits their skin type and whatever. So here are my tips on how to brainstorm the ideas. I believe that the way I brainstorm my ideas in this topic might be different when I work on different topics. But the important thing about brainstorming is you know the flow of your presentation is going, right? Because you want to make sure that it is going right from the beginning until the end. And next, after brainstorming your ideas, you can start making your outline. I will explain the body part later in the next slide, but let's just focus on the introduction and the conclusion part in this slide. First, in introduction. Introduction is important in our presentation. Why? Because it's time for you to grab your audience attention. The first minute you start your presentation, and that time you will have to like get their attention to listen to you. And then I have several tips for you to make an interesting opening or introduction. First, you can use quote, just like what I did at the beginning of my presentation. I used a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson about all the great speakers were bad speakers at first, right? You can use this. And second, questions. You can ask a question at the beginning of your speech to get your audience's interest. You can use this kind of format, like, did you know, or have you ever? For example, you can ask like this: did you know 89% of Indonesians access Facebook every day? So you can tackle an issue like by asking a question that probably your audience didn't know before, right? Probably they just didn't know that there are like a lot of people access their Facebook every day, because I don't think that nowadays is like a Facebook era, right? So you can also ask that kind of question. And then next is statement. Statement can be in the form of short stories, like in a few lines, or statistics, data, or even a shocking news. For example, I took one of the famous speeches from Steve Jobs in 2005. The opening went like this: I'm honored to be with you today at your commencement from one of the finest universities in the world. I never graduated from college. Truth be told, this is the closest I have ever gotten to a college graduation. Steve Jobs here used two types of statement. First, story, and then shocking news. Why was it shocking to the audience? Because, you know, as the CEO of Apple, it was like quite shocking to hear the great man with like huge amounts of wealth who stood in front of them, didn't graduate from a college, but he delivered a speech in their graduation ceremony. right? It's kind of like a plot twist for them. All right, so a great man standing in front of me is someone who didn't even graduate from college, right? So it makes them curious. Okay, so what is he going to say then in his speech, right? And then for conclusion, you will want to open your opening in interesting way, right? To grab their attention. And I believe you want to close your presentation so that your audience will remember what you have said. You know, because people will only remember 70% of what they see, 20% of what they read, and then only 10% of what they hear, right? It's kind of like ironic. Okay, so I have talked so much in my presentation, but only 10% that they will remember. So you want to use this chance to make them remember your message. So in conclusion, you can use a quote again. So you can use your quote at the beginning of your speech again in your closing. Or you can choose another quote that's still relatable to the topic. Just like what Steve Jobs did in his speech, he opened with statements and then he closed it with a quote. I believe that this quote is quite famous to all of us here. He said, like, stay hungry, stay foolish. And I believe many speakers use this quote a lot in their presentation or speeches. And third, you might want to use a summary type. So you can summarize your points, your messages in your conclusion so that people will still remember the highlights point from your presentation. So you can go it like this. To conclude, just like what I have said before, there are first, second, third. So after you finish your presentation, they will still remember because you put it at the end of your presentation. Right? Now let's go into the body part. As you have seen and on the screen, we have arrow and an Oreo. Actually, arrow and Oreo is the same thing. It is just, it has like different terms because probably most of people are more familiar with arrow, but probably Oreo is just like the easy term for them to remember. So arrow here stands for argument, reason, examples, and then linking back. And then Oreo itself, just what you have seen here, opinion, reason, examples, and opinion again. And I would like to recommend you using only 3 points in your presentation. When later you have like a project to present your findings or probably to deliver a speech. So be mindful of the points that you would like to deliver, because if you mention more than 3 points, 3 messages, probably it was kind of too much for the audience to digest, right? So I believe that 3 points are moderate numbers for people can use, right? And then you can use arrow format or Oreo format to elaborate your 3 points here. So in your body part, when you would like to explain every point, you can start with your argument or opinion. What do you agree or disagree? And what are the things you consider good or bad? All right. And then don't forget to follow up with the reason. Why do you think it is good or bad? And why do you disagree or agree? And after that, you can support your argument and reason with examples. You can use your personal stories. You can use your friends' stories, or you can use analogy so that people can really imagine the exact situation when you give your argument okay, you do not only say, okay, I agree that social media is bad for kids, for example. But why do you agree? Do you have a proof that this is bad for kids? So we need that in examples. And after that, before you go into the next explanation or into the next topics, points, you can link back. You can link back or give your opinion again at the end of your explanation, right? And then it will go repeatedly in the next points. And here, the power of story. As I said before, that you can inject a story in your explanation to support your thoughts or ideas, right? You can either give your personal stories, or you can just make a story analogy. Now let's take a look at this advertisement that I would like to show you.
Mama,
Yes, baby?
washi washi.
Washy, washy. Come. You go and play. Mama will take care of this. Okay? Give it to me. I'll wash it for you. Don't worry, Ma. I'll take care of it. There you go. It's even better than my hand wash.
Generations change, techniques change, but best remains the best.
As you can see from the advertisement, you can get the message right. Different generation, different techniques, but remains the best, right? And then by using this kind of story, the company would like to emphasize that, all right, you do not like just, okay, this washing machine is good, but why is it good? They show it through a story, right? And then that way, the buyer will think twice. All right, so I think that's quite good for me to buy this product, right? So that's the power of story. So don't just go with just a theory. We need something more real to support our ideas. But what's more important thing is keep it simple and sweet, because I believe that everybody here can be a great speaker, like with organized content and engaging performance, but please make sure that your presentation is understandable. Please refrain from using difficult terms or too technical terms in your presentation, because we cannot know whether our audience will understand the terms that we are using, right? So we have to know our audience well, so that we can decide, okay, which terms that I should use in my presentation, so that they can understand better, right? And then, okay, after I select an interesting topics, I make a great outline, and then what's next, Dinny? Then just focus on your delivery. Practice a lot. Practice in front of your friends, or practice in front of the mirror. So that way you know which part is not good and then which part is already good from your performance, right? And then don't forget to incorporate body language. Body language can cover like eye contact. You have to look them in the eye so that your message can be conveyed well. And then the hand gestures, the body gestures, right? And then the vocal variety. Why vocal variety is important? It's because you should know the time when you have to speed up your presentation to show your excitement, to show that this is something good that you are happy about. And you probably, there are times when you have to slow down your speech so that people can really listen to you carefully. All right, this is something important that we have to pay attention to, right? So different speed in our presentation is important. But most important thing is engage with power. We need the power in you because before you want your audience to connect with you, you have to connect with yourself, right? So this to conclude that speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to comfort, and to compel. Back to our MC.
Okay, thank you, Dinny, for the presentation about how we create the best presentation, yeah, from the introduction, the body, and the closing. Okay, so guys, anyone here want to ask some question or just want to speak in English? In yeah, making any topics, it's okay. Before we tell you there will be the next station after this. The station will be continue at on February 9th. So yeah, any question first?
Hi, Miss Dinny.
Oh, hi, Fatih.
Hi, thank you. It's such a good lessons for me. I just wanna ask, can we get the slide presentation?
I think the committee can decide whether the committee will share the presentation.
Because all of this session will be recorded and you can access it anytime.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay, is there any question? No?
I think everybody is like, just, okay, I get it.
Okay, so Dinny, for the next session, there is Shifa. Yeah, please, Shifa.
Okay. Hello, my name is Siva. I'm sorry I can turn on my camera. I just want to ask about like when we are speaking in public, maybe the first time the audience will get attention to us, but along the way we speak, sometimes they will be distracted by anything, right? So is there any tips to how to get how to grab again the audience attention, and then yeah, full attention maybe, because I kind of the person that like I have I don't have any idea of speaking like jokes or ever or something like that. So it's like maybe click we want some grab the audience attention again. I think that's my question.
Okay, thank you, Sifa. So can I answer directly, Mbak Sandra? All right.
Yeah, sure.
So for your information, I'm not a humorous person as well. I cannot make a joke in my presentation or speech as well. But what I can suggest to you is make sure that you do not explain too much. Like you do not mention too many things, too many points in your presentation, because you know our audience is probably not in place where they can focus, right? Probably they're in a place that can distract them, just like in our in online situation like this. I cannot guarantee that all the audience can really focus, because probably there's a handphone, there's like probably anything else, or sometimes we have another meeting to join, right? But one thing is, never mention too many points in your presentation. And second, since I have said before that you need power, so you can maximize the power by using facial expression, right? You can maximize your facial expressions to really grab their attention, to make it more interesting, right? When you tell a story, when you tell something, you can use your facial expressions. Because when you are excited about your findings, all right, everybody, this is like a great thing that I have invented, for example. So it will make difference when you say, so everybody, this is something that I have invented and this is great. How can people believe you that it's something great if you do not really express it with your heart, right? So because we cannot like expect people to be humorous, right? To be funny in their presentation, right? But we have to make sure that our power is there, right? So make use any non-verbal language that you can use, right? You can maximize your facial expressions, and then you can maximize your body gestures by moving here and there, so people like will look at you. Okay, so Shifa is moving here, so what happens, right? So you can maximize your body language and even vocal variety, because when you use like a soft voice, people will be curious. Okay, why does Shifa use soft voice? I would like to listen to her more. And then, but when you give a bang with like high volume or high tone, okay, they will be surprised. So you can give any surprise, not only jokes. All right. I think that's all, Mbak Sandra.
I see. So you need to make a lot of attention, yeah, yeah, to get their attention. Okay. There's also one more question from Christian. Yes, please, Christian.
Hello, Mbak Dinny. First of all, you can call me Christian. Well, I want to ask how to not turbulate when we talk to other people or presenting something. Do you have any tips for that? Like what kind of practice that we can do? Thank you, Madini.
All right. So
Thank you. Good question.
you can, thank you, Christian, for your question. I believe that most of us here experience that, right? When we go around the bush, but we just don't know what to say. We just ramble things in front of public. So what we can do is to have partners to speak in English, probably, if you are interested in speaking in English. So you have to have a partner, or you have to be in a place where you can practice your speaking, because speaking skills is not something that come out great in just one night. It needs perseverance, Christian. So you have to practice it a lot. That's why I joined Toastmasters, because in Toastmasters, like, we are forced to speak English, right? So whether you want it or not, whether you are brave or not, like, you have to speak in English, right? You have to deliver a speech. They make you to do that. But I'm glad, because if I was not forced to deliver a speech or to speak in English, probably I will never be able to speak in front of people like this. And then how to make an organized content, like, so that we will not beat around the bush. So we have to practice brainstorm our ideas, right? We have to practice using like that arrow or overview format, right? This is something that I suggest to my mentee in Toastmasters. When you don't know what to say in impromptu speaking in your interview, like in IELTS, so you can just practice with this format, arrow. So you have to practice delivering your arguments, and then you have to know the reason behind that, and then give example. Right? I think that's the easiest way to practice. So you can practice it in your community. You can practice it with your friends. Sometimes back then, I also had like study group with my friends. It's not like a formal study group. So it's just we hang out together, and then we practice IELTS speaking. That way, it will help the skills of everybody there, because when they practice it again and again and get feedback, oh, they know what to do in the future. Like, all right, so after this, I know what to do in interview, probably like in IELTS speaking. So I know how to share my ideas in organized way. I hope that it answers your question, Christian.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mbak Dinny, and it's a good question, Christian. Okay, guys, we have the last 2 minutes. I think this last 2 minutes, I'm gonna share you the homework. I hope you're not hate homework, because let's say let's practice, not homework. Yeah. So please prepare for the next session. I know practice make perfect, right? So rather than just listen to the material, let's try to apply it. Let's try to create a presentation for on the next Wednesday on February. So please prepare presentation in 4 until 5 minutes with any topics. You can create slides too to make it easier for you to communicate your idea. Okay, let's challenge yourself. It only takes 4 until 5 minutes. On the next session, we also will give you like some of timer or duration. Okay, so practice at home. I think the best practice you can do is in front of the mirror, like you are talking to yourself or to other people. Okay, it can be any topics. It can be in technology, it can be in education, in food, in skincare, or anything. Okay, if you can use topic in your daily work activity, like if you're a programmer of your software engineering, you want to explain about any micro front end things or JavaScript or deployment, whatever, it's okay. Okay, just choose topics that very relevant for you. Okay. You will receive a feedback on your speech, on your presentation. This kind of improvement. We don't want to judge you anything, because we're making mistakes. I'm making mistakes a lot. So let's just be brave and taking this opportunity for you to practice. Okay, guys, thank you so much, Mbak Dinny, thank you, Johanna, thank you, Salsa, and thank you for all of people here, Mas Fahmi, Mas Fati, Mbak Mila, Mas Panani, Mas Christian, Shiva, and many more. I cannot count. Okay, hope to see you guys on February 9th, and please prepare your presentation. Okay, guys, prepare. This is your time to shine. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. See you and have a good rest. Bye.